Sorry, what?
Where you guys are streaming the game at?
If you go on Facebook and go to Prescott Media Center, it'll be there.
BMC, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead on Facebook.
Uh-oh. We ready? Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Ken Lindley Field here in Prescott. John Rust with you as we get set for another live stream of Yavapai College soccer. Tonight, the Rough Riders taking on visiting Mesa College. Thunderbirds coming into this game with an 8-4 mark. Yavapai College 9-3. Starting this game after snapping a 2-game losing streak. Something you don't hear very often when it comes to Yavapai College, but they had a 3-1 loss to Phoenix, a 1-0 loss to Paradise Valley before finally getting a 4-0 win Thursday against Chandler Gilbert. And we're off. Mesa College with the ball. That's number 4, Ethan Howard with it. Mesa in the red jerseys, blue trim. Yavapai in their home whites. Play over on the far side of the field as Yavapai looking to get the early advantage. However, Mesa will throw this one in. And that goes off the chest of number 8, Fernando Perez. Mesa trying to attack from the far side of the field. Players go down in a heap. Little entanglement there. Yavapai with the throw in. And a double team there on the one Yavapai player. Ball loose going through the circle. Long kick from Mesa off the head now of one Rough Rider. Yavapai trying to get it back. A little jersey grabbing there by Eduardo Flores on Moises Durazo. And now Yavapai with the ball. Isaiah Strong. Long kick into Mesa territory. Quiros with it. Quiros a race to the ball with Ethan Howard. Now turns, fires, deflects off the foot of number 20, Eric Herrera. And the goalkeeper, Isaiah Gary, will kick this one away for the Thunderbirds with 43:31 left to go in the first half. No score between Yavapai and Mesa College. Yavapai 9-3 on the season. Jesus Garcia with it now for the Thunderbirds. Passes it through the circle. And now chased down by Perez. Mesa with it on the far side of the field as they look to get the first shot on goal in this game. Rough Rider defense doing a good job of cutting off Durazo there. He had to kick it back into Thunderbird territory. And now catching up to the ball, Ryan Wallace. Quiros with it. Quiros deflects it into the box, and it's picked up by Isaac Flores. Short bench for Yavapai in this game tonight, especially with the season-ending injuries to two key players, Jesus Medina and Kevin Lowe. Kevin Lowe, a sophomore all-conference player. Quiros with it now, moving toward the box. Kicks toward the goal and tried to cross it to one of his teammates there in the box. A little too quick for him to catch up to. That was number 17, Paul Fulop, who came very close to kicking that one in on the cross by Quiros. No dice on that one, so Isaiah Gary will kick it away for the Thunderbirds. Through the circle, picking it up now, Andres Hernandez. Mesa passing it through the circle. Trying to push it into Yavapai territory. Getting cut off by the defense. Long kick by Herrera. That one's going to bounce out of bounds. It'll be Yavapai ball with 41:05 left to go in the first half. No score between the Rough Riders and the Thunderbirds. Off the head of Fulop. Won by Mason. Now a header by Isaiah Strong. Finally, ball on the ground. Little shove there from Jonathan Mayen. Now Manuel Quiros tracks it down. Cross the ball, Fulop, and gets past him. Sliding kick attempted by one of the Rough Rider players and blocked by a Mesa defender. Looks like that was Flores who tried to make that sliding kick. Bouncing ball fielded by the goalkeeper, Eli Williams. Very nice night here in Prescott, Arizona. Clear skies, temperature of 75 degrees. Certainly quite a bit warmer than where I was last night up in Flagstaff for the Prescott Coconino game. Haven't even had to break out my jacket yet. Mesa coming downfield, and looks like Isaiah Strong going to get called on the trip there to number 11, Jesus Garcia, sophomore forward for the Thunderbirds. Rough Rider defense lining up in the box. Eli Williams directing the Yavapai defense from his position in the net. Line drive kick. And deflected by the YC defense. Long kick down the near side. And it's taken by Ethan Howard. Howard trying to move around the defense. Intercepted by Yavapai. Number 6, Eduardo Flores with it. Loses the ball. Picked up by Howard. Now a long kick by Herrera that goes out of bounds. The throw-in will be by Andres Hernandez as we get a substitution. Ethan Howard coming out of the game for the Thunderbirds. Looks like Aaron Vindiola will come in to replace him. Herrera throws it in. Turning is Hernandez. There's the shot and punched up in the air by Williams. Ball still loose. And now we have an injured player near the goalpost. That is number 11, Jesus Garcia of Mesa. But a very good save there by the keeper, Eli Williams. And by the way, I mentioned in a previous live stream about Eli Williams wearing a ball cap while he is in net. Never seen a goalie do that. In fact, Eli Williams having a conversation with the referee and found out from Eli the reason that he does wear that ball cap in goal is to honor his father, who also played soccer. And it looks like we are going to get a penalty kick here. So Williams will really have to step it up here. Looks like it's going to be Garcia who takes the PK. The shot, and it goes into the net. Jesus Garcia makes good on the PK, and it is a 1-0 lead for Mesa. Goal coming at 38:15 in the first half. Yavapai with the ball, and now they got to dig themselves out of a 1-0 hole. Fielded by the keeper, Gary. He'll pick this one up. Mesa has it down the far side of the field, intercepted by the Rough Riders. They'll kick it over to Williams. Mondragon with it. And now that's Brandon Fisher through a double team, still controls the ball. Fulop now taking it down the far side. Fisher catching up to the ball. And whistle on the play. So again, Gary will set up for the kick here for Mesa. Quiros with it. Quiros gets tripped up. And a late whistle there, but whistle nonetheless. So we'll see if Yavapai can take advantage of that with 36:24 remaining in the first half. 1-0 Mesa. Jonathan Mayen will do the kicking duties here for Yavapai. Heck of a season for Jonathan Mayen. 4 goals and 7 assists. In fact, Mayen is tied for second in the conference in assists. So very good season by the freshman from Upland, California. And hello to all the folks from Upland watching our live stream. Big kick, and that's going to go way over the goal. Score remains 1-0 Mesa. Jesus Garcia with the penalty kick for the goal. And now Isaiah Gary getting ready to put his foot into it. That will fall into Yavapai territory. Now bounce back into Mesa territory. Mayen with the ball. Mayen loses it. And Flores trying to kick it over to Brandon Fisher on the far side of the field, but instead it goes out of bounds. So Mesa to throw this one in. And we get another throw in. This time it will be Yavapai. Ivan Harris to chuck it in for the Rough Riders. And we'll get a foul called against Yavapai. Throw in by Mesa. And another whistle. And it'll be another throw in. This time it's going to be Yavapai, Ivan Harris. Fisher with it. Fisher double teamed by the Thunderbirds, who clear the ball. And Yavapai will get it in their own territory, passing it through the center circle. Ball goes to Ryan Wallace. Mayen trying to catch up to it. Slide. Mesa trying to clear it. Battle for the ball. And it looks like it's going to be Mesa who comes up with it. Moises Durazo. Mesa with it on the far side. Pass now over to Liddell. Hernandez with it. Hernandez trying to deke his way around the defender and bounces off the diving Williams, off the post and into the net. So, well, a bad bounce for Yavapai, but on the Mesa side, a good, lucky bounce, you can say. And they're asking for a stoppage in clock. It looks like timekeeper a little late on stopping the clock there after that goal. So Mesa staking out a 2-0 lead over Yavapai. In fact, the Rough Riders have yet to score on the Thunderbirds this season. First meeting between these two sides resulted in a 1-0 victory for the Thunderbirds. Mesa with it on the far side, picking the ball up. Garcia, who has one of the 2 Mesa goals. Thunderbirds to throw it in from the far side of the field. Garcia with it again. Now Durazo. Long kick over to Hernandez. And there's the pass over to Liddell, and Liddell kicks that one off the side of the net. And player down on the field for the Thunderbirds. And that was Andres Hernandez. Sophomore midfielder now up and about, and turning to the official, I think he wanted a foul called. Not going to get it there. Kick over to Hernandez. Hernandez trying to deke his way around the defense. Kick on the ground, blocked by the Yavapai defense. That kick goes off target, wide of net. So Perez unable to make it a 3-0 game with 31:55 to go in the first half. Manuel Quiroz with it now. Quiroz trying to streak past the Mesa defense. Quiroz into the box. Quiroz with the shot, deflected away by the keeper, Gary. Quiroz right on the doorstep. Pulled the trigger, but a good last-second deflection there by Isaiah Gary. And Gary, the freshman goalkeeper from Tempe, keeps this a 2-0 Mesa lead. Gary coming into this contest with a 0.51 goals against average. 31 minutes left to go in the first half. 2-0 Mesa. Action over on the far side. Ball rolls out of bounds. And Yavapai with the throw in. Kick over to the far side by Mesa. They have the ball. And now Yavapai with it. Flores with the pass over to Mayen. Mayen with the kick off the leg of Hernandez, rolls out of bounds. Ryan Wallace to throw it in for the Rough Riders. Manuel Quiroz. Isaiah Strong trying to get it through the circle, intercepted by Mesa. And now Yavapai able to steal it away. Preston Grayson telling the ref, hey, my jersey got pulled, but no whistle. Through the box goes Mesa. Player gets tripped up, but no whistle again, and it's scooped up by Eli Williams, who boots this one into Mesa territory. Quiroz with it. Quiroz through the double team gets tripped up, and that will result in a foul against the Thunderbirds with 29:23 left to go in the first half. 2-0 Mesa. Jonathan Mayen will set up for the kick. Mesa College, they are coming off a 2-1 victory over Scottsdale on Thursday. Yavapai also winners in their game Thursday, a 4-0 victory over Chandler Gilbert. Coyotes, who are actually ahead of Yavapai in the ACCAC standings. Kick on the ground, ball still loose and finally cleared by Mesa, but not too far. Manuel Quiroz catching up with it on the far side. Quiroz triple teamed, now toward goal, headed by Mesa. Turning, firing is Flores, deflected off a player, and a diving stop made by the keeper Isaiah Gary. Gary boots that one into Yavapai territory. Mayan catching up to the ball for the Rough Riders. Now Fisher with it. Fisher giving a shove to one of the Thunderbirds. Play continues as Fulop has the ball. And that one rolls out of bounds into the Yavapai bench with 27:44 left to go in the first half. 2-0 Mesa. Mayan passes into the circle, intercepted by the Thunderbirds. Jesus Garcia with it. And players collide on the ground now. Pedro Mondragon, and it looks like number 2 for the Thunderbirds, Solomon Liddell, going to pick up a yellow card as he collides with Mondragon. And you know, the way things are with the Rough Riders, they really can't afford to have any more players get injured. Again, as I mentioned earlier, Jesus Medina, Kevin Lowe, they are both out with season-ending injuries. And a few other players are not in the lineup tonight. Coach's decision as Mondragon still on the ground. And Mondragon finally sitting up. Mondragon, a defender from Gilbert, and now he's being helped off the field by Moises Durazo and Jesus Garcia of Mesa. So good show of sportsmanship there by the Thunderbirds. And now it looks like Mondragon walking off under his own power. So hopefully we will see him back in the game later on. Again, very thin bench for Coach Pantaleone in this one. And on that collision, as I mentioned earlier, Solomon Liddell picking up a yellow card for Mesa. And they lead this game 2-0. Rough Riders ready to kick this one away. It looks like Jalen Atkinson is in the game to replace Mondragon. And a long kick that winds up right in the hands of the keeper, Gary. 27-7 left to go in the first half. 2-0 Mesa. Header by the Rough Riders now on the foot of Brandon Fisher. Rough Riders bringing it down the far side. Long kick toward the box. Quiros trying to catch up to it. And that one is going to roll out of bounds. Last touched by the Thunderbirds. It'll be Jalen Atkinson to throw it in. That one rolls under the foot of Isaac Flores. Back to Atkinson. Atkinson taking it near the center line. And now Atkinson again. Ball rolling through a couple of Mesa defenders. Mayan has it. Mayan with the pass to Manuel Quiros. Quiros turning toward the box. Gets past one defender. Sliding stop made by Garcia. Mesa clearing the ball. Atkinson trying to get it. But the Thunderbirds get control. Garcia over to Grayson. And now Herrera with it. Isaac Flores with it for the Rough Riders. The 25-35 to go in the first half. 2-0 Thunderbirds. Goals by Jesus Garcia and Andres Hernandez. And another throw-in coming up for the Rough Riders. Ivan Harris will take this one. As we get another substitution. Jalen Atkinson out of the game. And into the game is Enrique Zamora. Flores with it in the center circle. Long kick toward the box, and Gary will play that on the hop. And Gary will wait for everyone to back up a little more, and then he launches a high punt, headed by Yavapai. And now Mesa will set up for the kick with 24-17 to go in the first half. Headed by the Rough Riders. Now off the foot of Hernandez. He's going to take that one. Actually, I thought he was going to take it through the center circle. Now there's a kick toward the box. Headed away by the Rough Riders. That was number 2, Isaac Flores. Zamora with it. Passes through the center circle. Now intercepted by Hernandez. Preston Grayson with it. Kick down the far side, and that one is going to roll out of bounds. Looks like this will be a Rough Rider throw in with 23-21 to go in the first half. On a very nice night here in Prescott, Arizona, Ken Lindley Field. In fact, this is the first home game at Ken Lindley Field this season for the Rough Riders. The first several home games over in Prescott Valley at Mountain Valley Park. And now the Rough Riders a little closer to their home campus, Yavapai College, just down the road from us here. Garcia has the ball stolen away. Zamora through the center circle. Gets it over to Manuel Quiros. Quiros trying to get through the defense. Now backs off near the sidelines. Coming toward the box. Passes into the box to Zamora, but kicked away by the Mesa defense, and they will clear it. So Yavapai, bit of a struggle here trying to take really good shots on goal. They need to start taking some. They're down 2-0. And it has been a bit of a struggle for the Rough Riders of late. They are back here in the Prescott area after a 3-game road swing that saw the Rough Riders drop 2 of those games, 1 to Phoenix and 1 to Paradise Valley. Yavapai, they are going to be home for the next 3 games against Mesa tonight, and then South Mountain coming up on Thursday, and then next Saturday at they're going to be playing Gateway College. In fact, might be a pretty good home schedule for them after Mesa, South Mountain, and Gateway. And you never want to take any team lightly, but South Mountain and Mesa, they are a combined 0-21-1 this season. But before those games, they got to get past a very good Mesa College team. In fact, Yavapai College all-time against the Thunderbirds, they are 56-6-2. Water break continues here at Ken Lindley Field. And certainly a lot cooler than it has been our first few home games of the season when we had temperatures up in the 80s and 90s over at Prescott Valley. Right now, current temperature here in Prescott, it is 70 degrees. And getting a wee bit chilly. I may actually have to put on my jacket. I think it was around this time last night when we were up in Flagstaff doing the Prescott-Coconino football game. I already had a sweatshirt and a jacket on and was thinking to myself, I think I should have brought another jacket with me because it is pretty cold up here in Flagstaff. Flagstaff in October, cold. What else is new? Yavapai getting ready to throw it in with 21:52 to go in the first half. Yavapai with the header. Isaiah Strong with it on the far side. Kicks it on the ground. Gets away from Quiros. Ball deflects off of Fisher, goes out of bounds. Thunderbirds with the ball. Thunderbird player down. Play continues. Zamora tried to catch up to the ball, but beating him to it was Alex Herrera. Herrera will get the pass over to Durazo. Back to Herrera. Now Durazo. Lots of passes here for the Thunderbirds. Now ball over on the far side. Chasing it down. Oh, it looked like it was going to be number 8, Perez, who catches up to that ball. Now he has it. Durazo with the ball. Into the box. There's the kick, and wide of net goes that kick from the Thunderbirds. And that was Preston Grayson who put his foot into it. Preston Grayson, certainly a guy the Rough Rider defense has to keep an eye out on. Grayson, 9 goals this season for the T-Birds, and that is the second most in the ACCAC. As we come down to 20 minutes remaining in the first half. Corner kick for the Thunderbirds. Headed out of the box by the Rough Riders. And it looks like that was Pedro Mondragon who got the header, so good to see him back in the game after he had to be helped off the field earlier. Thunderbirds with the ball. Yavapai trying to strip it away from him. Now there's the kick to Herrera. Herrera trying to get around that YC defense. Now he gets that one over to number 19, Garrett Kowalski. Durazo with it. Durazo, the ball stolen away by Mondragon. Kick over to Zamora. Jonathan Mayen with it. Gets the pass over to Manuel Quiros. Quiros making his charge toward the box, trying to break through the defense. And now Quiros gets tripped up by the Thunderbirds, and I do not think I heard a whistle on that one. I think Manuel Quiros wanted one. In fact, actually kind of pointed to the referee and saying, yeah, that should have been a call, ref. Come on, man. But it will be a corner kick for the for the Rough Riders. With 18:23 to go in the first half, 2-0. Yavapai having to play catch up here in their first game of the year at Ken Lindley Field. And off the head of a Mesa defender, Yavapai still with it in the box. And now Mesa able to clear. That one going to bounce far into Yavapai territory on the far side. Corralled by Mondragon. He kicks that one over to Isaac Flores. Quiros has it at the halfway line. Now with the pass to Zamora. Zamora trying to get around the defense. And there's the kick, and just clears the top of the net. And it looks like it was grazed by probably Gary. So this is going to be a corner kick for the Rough Riders with 17-13 remaining in the first half. Thunderbirds are certainly go tonight as they are up 2-0. That one goes off the head and into the net. Oh, I thought it went into the net. Close call there by the Rough Riders. And I'll talk about close but no cigar. I think that was Isaiah Strong who headed that one and just missed the net. Hard luck Yavapai tonight. And they just can't get the ball in the back of the net, and the shutout streak by the Thunderbirds over Yavapai continues. Here comes Mesa. Ball loose, booted by the Rough Riders. And now picked up by Herrera. And he's going to lose that one out of bounds. Isaac Flores throwing it in for the Rough Riders. He's going to get that one over to Mondragon. Yavapai with it in the center circle. There's a pass over to Flores. Gets it off to Zamora. Zamora loses it, and that one goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touched by Moises Durazo, the sophomore forward. Strong gets that one over to Flores. Now Flores going to kick that one over on the far side. Strong gets that one to Zamora. Zamora turns, fires, deflects off of Durazo. Up in the air. Zamora still gets it. Now he gets the pass over to the other Flores, Eduardo. Moving toward the box, there's a shot by Mahan, and a diving stop made by Gary. Gary dropping in front of that kick by Mahan at the last minute. Isaiah Gary doing a very good job in goal tonight for the Thunderbirds. 14:30 remaining in the first half. It's 2-0 Mesa. Jesus Garcia, Andres Hernandez, the goal scorers. Pass intended for Mahan, but intercepted by Herrera. Chase for the ball, and winning that one is Pedro Mondragon, bringing it down the near side. Kicks that one over to Eduardo Flores. Ball over on the far side for the Rough Riders. And that one goes out of bounds. Mesa to throw it in. And thrown picked up by Durazo. Mesa taking it down the far side of the field. Cluster of players. Yavapai able to boot that one away. And that'll go out of bounds, so it'll be another throw in. This time it looks like Yavapai will do the honors. As we come down to the final 13 minutes of play in the first half, Mesa still up 2-0. Pass to Zamora. Zamora racing for the ball, and diving and picking it up is the keeper, Isaiah Gary. Big boot there by Gary, headed by Flores. Now a short kick, won by the Thunderbirds. And now Yavapai able to get it back. Deflects off a Thunderbird player. And a big shoulder block there thrown against Strong. Now Strong fighting in the corner for the ball. He wins it, kicks it down the far side, but Thunderbirds get it back. And that's number 9, Vindiola. In the box, headed out of the box by the Rough Rider defense. Quiros plays it off his chest. He tries to get it over to Zamora. Zamora up in the air with the kick, and that one's going to roll out of bounds. Alec Herrera will throw it in for the Thunderbirds to Eric Herrera. Now Zamora has it for the Rough Riders. Pass to Quiros. And a slot, actually falling down is Mayan, still able to get a foot on the ball. That one gets past Zamora. He picks it up near the halfway line. Gets that one over to Eduardo Flores. Pass through the defense to Quiros. Quiros turns, fires, and a great diving stop. But the Yavapai Rough Riders get it back and into the net, and almost into the net by Yavapai. Yavapai trying for the second effort, just couldn't pull it off. Now Strong with the ball. To Quiros on the far side. Kicking it toward the box. And tried to get that one to one of the Rough Riders in net. Can't pick up the number there. But again, Rough Riders coming up short on some of those passes in the box. Heck of a sequence there. Yavapai again, oh so close to scoring, just could not get it done. Gary with the boot. Header by Strong. Battle for the ball in the center circle. Strong gets it for the Rough Riders. Mesa picking it up on the far side. And that one goes out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Thunderbirds. 10 minutes remaining in the first half. 2-0 in favor of Mesa. Quiros through the center circle. Now turning around and getting it is Jalen Atkinson. Mayan gets the pass over to Flores. Flores dekes around his defender. And now the pass for Atkinson. Atkinson with the cross off a Mesa defender. And the Thunderbirds able to clear it. Now Harris with it. Ball in the box, and again cleared by the Thunderbirds, but Yavapai able to pick it back up. Pass to Isaiah Strong. Strong kicking it toward the box. Mayan with it. Now Mayan to Atkinson. He gets that one back out to Flores. Now Yavapai trying to reset things, go for another attack with 9 minutes to go in the first half. Atkinson. Now Strong with it, Strong. Passes the ball over on the far side. There's a kick, deflected by a Mesa defender. And that one, long kick down the far side. Now rolling to the center circle. Isaac Flores to Strong. Now Flores getting the ball back. And there's a pass through the defense to Jonathan Mayan. To Atkinson. Kicking it toward the box. Eduardo Flores with it, turning. Flores with the cross and knocked away by the keeper and then cleared by Mesa. But Flores off his head. Kicked by Strong into the box and cleared again by Mesa, then picked back up by the Rough Riders. Strong gets the pass over to Harris. Toward goal, and Jalen Atkinson right on the doorstep, had a clear angle at the net and just couldn't put his foot on it. And that seems to be the story for the Rough Riders on offense tonight. Just seemed to be an inch or two off on their passes, on their kicks. Just a little short on the ball tonight. But Yavapai, they are starting to make more and more attacks on net. We'll see if sooner or later one of them pays off. Well, they need two of them to pay off at least, as they're down 2-0. Atkinson try to get the pass over to Mahan, but intercepted by the Thunderbirds. Garcia with it. Garcia, who has one of the two Thunderbird goals tonight. Fires toward net. Deflected by Yavapai. And now Mesa getting it back. That's Hernandez, who has the other goal for Mesa. Battle for the ball. Yavapai manages to clear. 6:35 remaining in the first half. Long kick toward goal, and Williams gonna corral that one. Atkinson gets that one over to number 13, Isaiah Strong. Loose ball, Mesa picks it up. And that one will roll out of bounds. And we're going to get some subs coming in for Mesa, it looks like. Looks like Vindiola coming back in. Down the far side of the field, knocked away by Mesa. Action in the center circle now. That's Preston Grayson with it. Nice back heel kick by Kiddos. Fulop trying to chase down the ball. One-on-one action here. Fulop has it. Fulop turns. Fulop fires. And Kiddos picking it up. Kiddos turns, takes the shot, but Mesa blocks it and clears it. Thunderbirds with it on the far side. 4:40 remaining in the first half. 2-0 Mesa. Into the box, and a whistle on the play. It looks like I believe they're going to call offsides on that one. And I think there's a little extracurricular activity there between the two teams. But no cards. In fact, I think you can hear the coach for Mesa, and that is Brian Ronan. Sounded like he was yelling at his players to, hey, don't get involved in any of the extracurricular activities stuff. We can't afford it. Kick toward the goal, and that is deflected off the foot of one of the Yavapai defenders, Garcia, with the kick on that one. So it's going to be a corner kick for the Thunderbirds as we come down to 3:43 remaining in the first half. Jesus Garcia at the corner. And that's cleared by the Rough Rider defense, but Mesa hauls it back in, kick, and deflected off the back by Ivan Harris. Rough Riders with it. Wallace through the center circle, then booted by Mesa. And Williams will just play that on the hop, and he'll throw that one over to Isaac Flores. Jalen Atkinson with it now for the Rough Riders. Pass toward the circle. Isaiah Strong. And it looks like Brandon Fisher with it on the far side. There's the kick. Sails over the net and out of bounds. Man, Yavapai just can't seem to catch a break on offense this first half. 2:30 remaining in the half. Rough Riders down 2-0. Not an insurmountable lead, and I would imagine if I did a halftime interview with Coach Panleone, he would say, well, Yavapai has traditionally been a second half team. And they're going to need a very strong second half here if they want to overcome Mesa and avoid being swept in the season series with the Thunderbirds. Mondragon chasing that ball down for Yavapai. Kicks it over to Isaac Flores. Flores past the halfway line, gets it over to Jalen Atkinson at the near sidelines. Kick toward the box, and no one is there to get that pass. Paul Fulop running in, but not going to get it in time. Isaiah Gary picks that one up. He punched that one deep into Rough Rider territory. Headed by Flores and caught on the bounce by Eli Williams, the native of Gympie, Australia. Rough Riders on the far side, intercepted by the Thunderbirds. Long kick, and that one is going to bounce again to Eli Williams. And he'll roll that one over to Flores. 55 seconds left to go in the first half. Isaiah Strong gets it in the circle. Pass on the far side to Harris. Here come the Rough Riders. Wallace trying to catch up to the ball. He does. Turns. Kicks. Off the head. There it is in front of the net and up in the air. Kicked by Mesa. And again, Thunderbirds clear it. Headed by Flores. Isaiah Strong gets it. Try to get the pass over to Eduardo Flores. Now to Atkinson. Atkinson being pulled on the arm by number 9, Vindiola. And now Rough Rider down. No whistle on the play. Mesa clears the ball. Bounces out of bounds, but it looks like that is going to do it for the first half of action. So, break time here. And as we head into halftime, it is Mesa on top, 2-0. Goals by Jesus Garcia, that coming on a penalty kick, and also Andres Hernandez. So we'll take a break for about 10 minutes here on our live stream on KYCA, courtesy of the Prescott Media Center. We thank you for joining us. I'm John Rust, and I'll see you in a few. Thank you. Okay, if I can get this off. Here we go. Yeah, it definitely is fall. nothing isn't, like I said, 2-0 isn't insurmountable.
Oh no, they have to turn it around. They are the team last in.
Oh yeah. Well, we will see.
I will play only with 3 in the back.
Yeah.
I will play 3, 4, 3.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes here in the second half. Oh man. Almost time to get going again. Come on, get in here.
I'm all right.
Oh man. I think I might stand for a little bit. I think I'll wait probably till the clock hits 0 and then we'll go. And welcome back to our live stream of Yavapai College Soccer here on KYCA.info, courtesy of the Prescott Media Center. John Rust with you. Second half of action about to begin between the Rough Riders and the Thunderbirds. And Yavapai going to need themselves a big second half as they are down 2-0 to Mesa. Goals scored by Jesus Garcia and Andres Hernandez. And Mesa just continues to deny Yavapai any goals. Again, the first meeting between these two teams, which occurred back on September 14th, that was a 1-0 victory for Mesa. Not often that Yavapai gets shut out, but they have 2 shutout losses this year, both 1-0. Again, that one to Mesa, and the other one occurred on September 28th. That was just last Saturday, a 1-0 loss to Paradise Valley, who Yavapai beat 6-0 earlier in the season. Second half underway. And the Rough Riders now moving left to right across your screen. Mesa with the ball. And coming down the near sidelines, that is number 8, Fernando Perez. Now Yavapai strips the ball away. Jonathan Mayen with it. Mayen trying to break the defenders. Loose ball and kicking it out of bounds. Looks like that was Andres Hernandez, so it'll be a throw-in for the Rough Riders. Ball rolls over to Ivan Harris. And he gets that pass off to Brandon Fisher, the Bradshaw Mountain alum. Nice pass over to Flores. Kick by Mayen off the back of a Mesa defender and kicked toward the halfway line. Isaac Flores over to Harris. Now Fisher has 2 defenders to beat. Try to get that one over to Flores, knocked away by the Thunderbirds. Isaiah Strong comes in, gets bumped into by Garcia. Now Strong bumps into Garcia. So a nice little battle there between the two. Yavapai still in possession. Flores. Now Yavapai taking the ball into the box. Player gets tripped up. We get a whistle on the play. And it looks like possession going to go the way of the Thunderbirds with 43-10 remaining in the second half. 2-0 Mesa on top. Isaiah Garay to kick this one away. And by the way, we did get the proper pronunciation of Isaiah Garay's name. Before the game, I was told that it was pronounced Gary. It is indeed pronounced Garay, so I apologize for the mispronunciation throughout the first half. And Isaiah Garay really having himself a good game here for Mesa. Has made some pretty good saves as we have a Mesa player down. And time stopped and trying to get a number. It's 20-something, it looks like. Yeah, that's 21, Andres Hernandez. So Hernandez now on his feet and a little slow to walk, but he is walking under his own power. So that's always a good sign, and hopefully we will see Andres Hernandez back in the game. Hernandez, who has one of the two Mesa goals tonight. So the Thunderbirds setting up for the kick, 42-29, and holding in the second half. Kick on the way by the Thunderbirds. Headed out of the box by Yavapai. And here comes Jonathan Mayen. And ball kicked off a Mesa player out of bounds near the scorekeeper's table. Actually, it looks like they're going to say it was last touched by the Rough Riders, so it'll be Mesa who will throw it in. Thunderbirds get the ball, Yavapai steals it away. Here come the Rough Riders. Kick toward the box, off the back of a Mesa player. Tried to clearing it as Mesa, and sliding and making the grab is the keeper, Garay. Now Garay waiting for everyone to back up. Rolls that ball out a couple of feet and then boots that one into Rough Rider territory. Isaiah Strong with it. And Herrera picks it up for the Thunderbirds, but now Yavapai gets it back. Mondragon over to Harris. Now Fisher at the near sidelines. And that one rolls out of bounds. Harris to throw it in. He gets it over to Pedro Mondragon. 40-50 remaining in the second half. Rough Riders down 2-0. Mondragon with it for Yavapai. Ball rolling into the box. Garay sliding, making the catch. And the freshman keeper getting ready to punt this one away. Rolls it out a few feet. And now a line drive kick off the head of one of the Rough Rider players. Harris with it. Over to Fisher. Now a little heel pass over to Flores. And Mesa with the interception. Fernando Perez. Jonathan Mayen coming in. Gets the ball away from him. Strong back to Mayen. Loose ball, and Mayen gets it back, kicks it over to Harris. Harris into the circle, over to Isaiah Strong. Paul Fulop with it. Fulop trying to beat the defense, but Mesa steals it away from Fulop. Kicked off a Yavapai player. Now Mayen gets it. Pass to Brandon Fisher. Fisher heading toward the box. Breaks through the defense. Kick into the box. Off the foot of a Mesa player. Yavapai gets it again. Eduardo Flores. Long kick over to Manuel Quiros on the far side. To the corner. Now kick toward the box. And knocked away. Super punch there by Isaiah Garay. Ball goes out of bounds, and it looks like this will be a corner kick for the Rough Riders with 38:50 remaining in the second half. And a big boot by Mesa, and that one goes out of bounds into the skate park right next to the soccer field. So another corner kick for Yavapai. Punched away by Garay. Chasing it down is Harris. Gets that one over to Mayan. Mayan kicking toward the box. Up in the air. And that one goes out of bounds. And they're going to say last touch by the Rough Riders, so Garay will kick this one away with 37:55 remaining in the second half. 2-0, the Thunderbirds lead it. Ball up in the air, won by Mondragon. And he's going to kick it back to the keeper, Williams. Almost gets away from Williams. And now he kicks that one over to Ivan Harris. Pass to Fisher near the near sidelines. Eduardo Flores in the circle, racing through the circle. Yavapai trying to get on the attack here and get their first goal of the game. Actually get their first goal of the year against Mesa. Strong has it, then loses it. Herrera with it for the Thunderbirds, and now Yavapai gets it back in the circle. Flores with it. Flores trying to split the defense. Mesa, however, steals the ball away. Jesus Garcia kicking it down the far side. Race for the ball. Yavapai going to win it. Mondragon. Mondragon pushing it upfield. Over to Wallace. Flores with it. Flores kicks it off a Mesa player. Now Mayan with it for the Rough Riders. To Fisher. Fisher to Mayan. Ball skips away, and then big boot by the Thunderbirds. And now we get a whistle on the play. Yavapai sets up for the kick. Harris has it. 36 minutes to play in the second half. Mayan with the kick, blocked by number 5, Mariano Leon. Yavapai gets the ball back near the box. Now Eduardo Flores. Flores turning. Can't get a clear shot off. Big kick, and that one is going to go way high and out of bounds. And again, bounce over to the skate park next to the soccer field. A fully occupied skate park. Garay ready to kick this one away for the Thunderbirds as Ivan Harris comes out of the game. He's replaced by Gavin Tinsley. Off the head of Strong. Sliding kick, and he gets that one over to Ryan Wallace. Wallace, pass toward the box, headed away by the Mesa defense. That was number 20, Eric Herrera. Yavapai with it again. Ball scoots away. Chase for the ball. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Preston Grayson for Mesa, taking it down the near sidelines. Sliding kick made by Isaiah Strong. Ball goes out of bounds. And it goes off of Herrera. Yavapai with the throw-in. Mondragon, he's going to kick that one over to the keeper, Eli Williams. So we're going to get a substitution here for Mesa. 34 minutes remaining in the second half. And Mesa will throw this one in. Aaron Vindiola. Yavapai with the ball. Kick down the near sidelines. Bouncing ball off the head of Paul Fulop. Now Tinsley with it. Kick toward the box. No one in a white jersey near it, and this will be easily corralled by Garay, who finally picks it up with Brandon Fisher maybe less than a foot away from him. Off the head of Flores, that goes out of bounds into the Rough Rider bench. Now Ryan Wallace with it. Mahan turns, fires, and that ball sails past a couple of Rough Riders in front of the net. And again, Yavapai just seemed to be off on their passes a little tonight. Isaiah Strong kicks it past the halfway line. Ryan Wallace with it. Wallace kicking toward the box. Fulop trying to catch up to it. Now Manuel Quiros with it. Fisher launches one, and that one goes way wide of net. .32-10 remaining in the second half as Garay gets ready to kick this one away for the T-Birds. And a bit of a delay as one of the Thunderbirds has to retie his shoe. That one goes off the head of Grayson. And Strong will just kick that one back to Williams. Now back to Isaiah Strong, taking it down the near sidelines. Quiros with it. Paul Fulop turns, fires, diving attempt made by Garay, but didn't have to worry too much about stopping that as that ball sails wide of net. Garay with the kick into Rough Rider territory, headed by Flores, and another header there by Tinsley. Strong kicks it past the halfway line, pass over to Ryan Wallace. Wallace kicks it past a couple of defenders. Now loose ball, Wallace catching up to it, and that ball gets kicked out of bounds. Oh, yep, out of bounds. I thought there was a chance someone could catch up to that before it went out of bounds, but no dice. So a throw in for Yavapai, Brandon Fisher. Bounces that one toward the box, goes off of Fulop and out of bounds. First 15 minutes of this half in the books, and it's still a 2-0 lead for Mesa. Kick into the box for Mason, a diving stop made by Eli Williams, excuse me. Garcia with the ball now for the Thunderbirds. Now Brandon Fisher after him. Kick toward goal, and went right off the hands of Eli Williams, almost rolled into the net, and just in time Eli picks up that ball and gets it back into play. And it looked like Wallace was trying to make the pass to Mayan, and I think a little miscommunication. Mayan nowhere near the ball. Still Yavapai with possession. And now Mayan. Bring it toward the box. There's a header by Tinsley and a diving catch made by Garay. Now Yavapai again with the ball, but that one gets kicked into the side of the net. And again, just hard luck for Yavapai, but it looked like that ball went off a Mesa player. Eduardo Flores, the freshman, to take the corner kick for the Rough Riders with 28 minutes to go in the second half. Headed by Mesa. Quiros off his head. Now Flores. Quiros chasing the ball down. He'll kick it to the center circle. There to get it is Isaac Flores. Mondragon with it. Mondragon trying to get past the defender. To Mayan. Mayan kicked toward the box. Cleared by the Thunderbirds. Flores catching up to the ball. Beating Mariano Leon to it. Bouncing ball on the far side, and that's going to go out of bounds. Yavapai with the throw in. Strong kicks it through the circle to Pedro Mondragon. Mayan to Wallace. Wallace loses the ball. Mesa clears. Ball rolling down the near side. And Isaiah Strong picks it up for the Rough Riders. Strong, long kick toward the box. And trying to boot that one in. It looks like that was Gavin Tinsley. Catches a bad deflection on that and goes out of bounds. .26:33 to go in the second half. Gavin Tinsley, freshman from West Lynn, Oregon, and a graduate of West Lynn High School, where he was a two-time All-Three Rivers League team selection. And hello to anyone from West Lynn, Oregon, who is watching our live stream on kyca.info, courtesy of the Prescott Media Center. Also heard that we've got some people in Portugal watching this game. So hello to you folks over there on the European continent. Mayan with the header, and that goes right into the hands of the keeper, Garay. I'll tell you what, Isaiah Garay, I'll tell you, in this game, Isaiah Garay, he's almost like the Brooks Robinson of goalkeepers, just stopping everything that comes his way. Kick to Ryan Wallace. Now Wallace kicking toward the box, booted out of bounds by the Mesa defense. Throw in coming up for Yavapai. Ryan Wallace will do it. Wallace, a graduate of Southridge High School in Beaverton, Oregon. And hello to the folks in Beaverton watching our live stream. And that ball rolls out of bounds. And they're going to say it was last touched by the Rough Riders. Vindiola to throw it in. Mayan steals it away for Yavapai. Gets it out to Flores. Flores past the center circle. And Eduardo to Isaac Flores. The Flores to Flores connection. Tinsley with it. Tinsley taking the shot, but, well, that would have been 3 points if this was football, but it ain't, so out of bounds, and still a 2-0 game with the Rough Riders trailing. And Garay to kick it away. Not as much distance as some of his other kicks. And a bit of a collision there as players go up for the ball, and it looks like it will be Mesa to set up for the kick. Moises Durazo, the sophomore forward. Actually, correction, that's going to be number 15, Alan Valadez. He gets that one over to Grayson. Kick by Durazo, and that one will go just a bit wide of net and out of bounds. 23 minutes remaining in the second half. Thunderbirds up 2-0. Garcia and Hernandez, the goal scorers for Mesa. Quiros has two defenders to beat here. He's going to kick that one back to Isaiah Strong. And he's going to kick that one way back to Mondragon. I'm talking to Coach Mike Pantaleone of Yavapai before the game, and he said, first goal of this game is going to be critical. And well, first goal of the game was scored by Garcia, and that was on a penalty kick. And it looked like the referee, a little collision there between one of the players and the ref. Everyone okay. Fight for the ball. Ball goes out of bounds, and getting tripped up was Nabil LaRossi. He wanted a foul call, didn't get it, so the clock stops with 22:04 remaining in the second half. Again, folks, we thank you for joining us here on our live stream of Yavapai College Soccer. Back after a little hiatus, again, Yavapai coming off a 3-game road swing to Phoenix College, Paradise Valley College, and Chandler Gilbert. Rough Riders' next game will be back here on Thursday at 3 p.m. They'll be taking on South Mountain, and it will be the second meeting between those two teams. And the first time the two squads got together, actually it was the season opener for Yavapai, and the Rough Riders put an absolute shellacking on South Mountain. The final score in that game was 12-0. And it has just not been a very good season for South Mountain, as they are 0-9-1. And South Mountain, along with Gateway College, Glendale College, kind of holding up the rest of the ACCAC. Top of the conference right now is Arizona Western and Phoenix. Matadors 9-2-1, Phoenix 9-2-0. In fact, those two squads are playing right now. So first place in the conference on the line in that game. Yavapai just trying to play a little catch up and climb a little higher in the standings. In fact, Yavapai, they are out of the top 15 in the latest NJCAA poll. Can't remember the last time that's happened. Pass to Ryan Wallace. Wallace with the kick into the box, deflects off a defender, and Tinsley again. Too much on the kick, and again the ball lands in the skate park. Probably some of those skaters out there saying, dude, I didn't come out here tonight to get almost hit by a soccer ball. And I do not believe that they let the skaters take those soccer balls home. Garay with the kick. Wallace trying to get the pass to Quiros, and that is intercepted by Valadez. And deflected away from the net, and that one goes out of bounds. .35 left to go in the second half. Mesa still up 2-0. Garay to kick it for the Thunderbirds. Yavapai moving toward the box and then stolen by the Thunderbirds. Paul Fulop with it. Now Yavapai trying to get it out of their territory. Mondragon. He's just going to cross that one over to Strong. Strong now into Mesa territory. Passes it to Ryan Wallace. Wallace moving toward the box, then gets tripped up, and we got a whistle. And I believe he might have gotten tripped right inside the box. So Ryan Wallace, as he was heading toward goal, got tripped up. And now Yavapai going to get a PK. It's going to be Jonathan Mayen to take this shot for the Rough Riders. Yavapai with a chance to make this a one-goal game. Big PK coming up here for Mayen, who already has 4 goals on the season. And a big moment coming up here for Garay. Mayen with the kick, and off the post and into the net goes the ball. Jonathan Mayen gets the goal on the PK for the Rough Riders. And now Yavapai, first goal of the season against Mesa, and that makes the score 2-1. And Yavapai gets themselves back in this game with 19:35 left to go in the second half. Throw in by the Thunderbirds. Second PK taken in this game, both successful, one for Mesa, one for Yavapai. Ryan Wallace with it. Wallace long kick toward the box, headed away by the Mesa defense. And I'll tell you what, it looks like that goal off the PK by Yavapai has sparked some new life in the Rough Riders. Players collide in the box. And Garay will boot this one away for the Thunderbirds. Again, first goal of the year against Mesa by the Rough Riders. Now they got to get one more to knot this score, and they've got 18 minutes, 19 seconds to do it. Ryan Wallace digs past the defender. Slow roller, and that one is cleared by the Thunderbirds into Yavapai territory. Isaac Flores chasing that one down for the Rough Riders. Eduardo Flores bring the ball down the field. Mayen with it. Gets back out to Flores. Kick over to the near side. And missing, Ryan Wallace just gets it in time before it goes out of bounds. Now he's fighting with Herrera to get the ball. And that one just stays in bounds for Isaiah Strong. Gets it over to Flores. Flores and Kowalski linking arms, and now Mesa gets the ball back. Hernandez with it. Hernandez gets knocked down. Foul called against Yavapai, and from his gestures, I would say Eduardo Flores does not approve of that call. Andre Sanchez will set up, or Hernandez, excuse me, will set up for the kick. Hernandez with one of the 2 Mesa goals tonight. Actually, it looks like it's going to be Jesus Garcia who's going to take this kick, who has the other Mesa goal. Gets it over to Hernandez. 3 Rough Riders around him, and Yavapai able to knock the ball away. Mayan to Wallace. And here comes Wallace. Kicking it toward the box. Hauled in by Fulop. Full of the shot. Off the post! And another shot caught by the keeper, Garay. Paul Fulop with a great shot on goal, but hits the crossbar. And again, Yavapai, I'll tell you what, circumstances were different. Yavapai could have had 5 goals in this game already, but, you know, woulda, coulda, shoulda. What was it? If wishes were fishes and butts were nuts, or nuts were butts? Oh, I don't know how that phrase goes. You get my drift, though. Yavapai again coming toward net. There's a kick, and playing it on the hop is Isaiah Garay. 15:49 remaining in the second half. It's 2-1. Yeah, 2-1 Mesa. Excuse me. Don't want to get ahead of myself here. Big time kick by Garay, and that one goes off the head of Kowalski, and Williams will field that one. Gets it out to Strong. Strong long kick, and that one goes off the head of Fulop. To Flores. Now action on the far side for Yavapai. Kick toward goal and headed out of the box by Mesa. Looks like that was Herrera. Ball bounces out of bounds. And Garay will get ready to put his foot into this one with 14:55 remaining in the second half. Mesa 2, Yavapai College 1. Ball up in the air and won by Flores. Strong comes in. Passed that one through the halfway line and deflected off the foot of Alec Herrera, out of bounds. Strong to throw it in. Eduardo Flores has it near the center circle. Fulop taking it. Now he dishes that one off to Isaac Flores. Fulop going toward the box. Fulop loses the ball. Wallace trying to run it down. And that one will go out of bounds, and it looks like it's going to be a Mesa throw-in with 13:45 to go in the second half. I believe that'll be Ethan Howard throwing it in for the Thunderbirds. Strong. Kick toward goal. There's a header and just misses the net. And again, the Rough Riders just so close, and it looks like Garay might have got clipped by some players as they went for the ball. As the clock stops with 13:01 remaining in the second half, and now Isaiah Garay back on his feet, so he looks like he's okay. And we'll be getting back to action here soon. Mesa 2, Yavapai College 1. Jonathan Mayan converting a penalty kick for a goal. To get the Rough Riders back in this game, just need one more to tie. Bouncing ball going to be run down by Garcia. Garcia moving toward net. There's the shot, And a diving stop made by Eli Williams. And he'll chuck that one over to Strong. Strong. Looked like that pass was intended for Mayan, booted by a Mesa defender. Yavapai still has it. Davin Tinsley with it. Tinsley firing. Hits off the back of a Mesa defender. Over to Wallace. Wallace turns, shoots, and right into the hands of Garay. 12:09 remaining in the second half. 2-1 Mesa. Off the head of Flores. And off the chest of the other Flores. That was Isaac Flores first and then Eduardo Flores second. Header by Mesa. Now Ryan Wallace off his chest. Wallace turns. Gets tangled up with Grayson. Isaac Flores to Eduardo Flores. Gavin Tinsley with it. Tinsley trying to make a pass. Quiroz with it. Quiroz shoots and into the corner of the net for the goal! Manuel Quiroz getting the goal, and ladies and gentlemen, Yavapai has come back from a 2-0 deficit to tie this game. Manuel Quiroz breathing new life into the Rough Rider cause. Quiroz, goal number 4 of the season for him, and it could not have come at a better time. Brand new ball game between Mesa and Yavapai. We're all tied up at 2, and we've got 11:18 left of soccer. And the clock's still at 11:18. And I think now the referee has realized that no one has started the clock yet. Now I think we probably had about 10 or 11 seconds burned off. Mesa to throw it in. And it looks like it's going to be Eric Herrera. Actually, it's setting up for the kick, excuse me. So players getting into position, Herrera getting ready to kick. He launches that one toward the box, and that one's headed by Mondragon. Chased down by Quiroz. He makes the kick, and looks like Quiroz and one of the Mesa players collide, and it looks like Quiroz got the worst of that, though he does get up on his own. Eli Williams getting ready to kick this one for the Rough Riders. And referee coming over to the scorekeeper's table. I think he's checking to see if the clock on his wrist is accurate to the clock on the scoreboard. And we are getting a time change here. They are resetting the clock to, it looks like 10 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in regulation. We're all tied up 2-2. And whistle on the play, and I think that might have been the kick went off before the referee was ready. So we get a do-over. Mondragon with it. And he passes that one over to Strong. Now Mesa gets the ball. Perez with it, past the center circle. Kick, race for the ball. Kick to the goal. A nice header. I think that was Mondragon who headed it out of the box. Goes out of bounds. But a good job of clearing that away from goal by the Rough Riders. 9:30 remaining in the second half. It's 2-2. And that one gets kicked off a Rough Rider player into the stands at the far corner of Ken Lindley Field. Jesus Garcia coming over. And he will set up for the Mesa corner kick. And that one is headed out of bounds, and it looked like it went off the head of a Mesa player. And I think the referee is saying that maybe there was some contact between the keeper and one of the players, and I don't think Eli Williams didn't take that kindly. Again, we will have another corner kick for Mesa. Bouncing ball there, turns, firing, and that one is deflected out of bounds. And I believe that was Eric Herrera who made the kick. Actually, I think it was Preston Grayson, excuse me, who made that kick. So Williams to kick this one away for Yavapai with 7:50 remaining. It's going to be a little roll over to Mondragon. Now he gets it over to Strong. Strong with the pass to Ivan Harris. Wallace at the near sideline. And kicks that one off of LaRossi. So Wallace to throw it in. Gets that one over to Fulop. Back to Wallace. Pass to Fulop. Fulop takes it at the near sideline. Kick toward the box. Off the head of a Mesa defender, Eduardo Flores. There's Wallace. Wallace turns, fires, here's the pass, and into the net! It's good! And it's Brandon Fisher! Brandon Fisher, the local boy from Bradshaw Mountain High School, giving the Rough Riders the go-ahead goal at 7:13. 3-2 Yavapai. The Rough Riders, who struggled with their shots all first half, have now come on strong, and they've put up 3 unanswered goals on the Thunderbirds. Well, right now, Thunderbirds are not go, Rough Riders are go. Mayen with the pass, and it's stripped away by Mesa. Well, now Yavapai got to hold on for 6 minutes, 58 seconds to come away with what would be a huge conference win, and certainly a huge morale booster for the Rough Riders. Off the head of Quiros. Brandon Fisher has it on the far side. And that one's going to roll out of bounds. Isaiah Garay going over to pick it up. And I'll tell you, most of this game it looked like everything was in Mesa's favor. And boy, it looked like that penalty kick from Mayen just really lit a spark under the Rough Riders, as they have scored 3 goals in the second half. Eli Williams with the big boot over to the far side. 6 minutes remaining in regulation. 3-2 Rough Riders. Here comes Yavapai to the box. Mayen with the kick, and that one goes over the net, deflects off the netting and back into the hands of Garay. So this time there will not be a soccer ball that bounces into the skate park. Both the Thunderbirds and Rough Riders backing up, getting set up. Garay with the kick. Into the center circle. Couple of headers there by both sides. Ball still in the air. And a big trip there on Mondragon. And I think it was Garcia who got a leg underneath Mondragon, and Mondragon down. Time stops at 5:06. Second time tonight that Mondragon has taken a pretty big hit. But he is back on his feet, and it looks like he'll stay in the game. Bit of a smile on Mondragon's face, too. It's like, can't believe this. Hope the trainer has a lot of ice ready for me after this game. Eli Williams setting the ball down and getting ready for the kick. Ba-boom. Ball still in the air. Mahan gets it into the box. Oh! Whistle on the play. 4:40 and counting to go in the second half with Yavapai up 3-2. Rough Riders 3 unanswered goals. Jonathan Mahan, Manuel Quiros, and Brandon Fisher with the markers for the Rough Riders. Ball out of bounds. They're going to say Mesa throw in. It'll be Alec Herrera, the sophomore midfielder, to chuck it in. Big kick toward the box, headed out of the box by Yavapai, and we've got a Mesa player down on the field. Play still continues. And there's a pass. Oh, it just gets by Manuel Quiros. He makes a slide, but can't stop it from going out of bounds. Jesus Garcia finally up. A little gimpy there. And referee coming over to check on Garcia. Certainly if you're Mesa, that's not a guy you want out of the game right now. Garcia was an all ACCAC honorable mention last year. 7 goals on the season this year. Grayson with it. Garcia setting up for the kick. 3.5 minutes to go in regulation. Yavapai trying to hang on to this slim 3-2 lead over Mesa after the Rough Riders were down 2-0 for a big chunk of this game. Grayson gets it over to Garcia. Bodies come together, and Yavapai able to get the ball away from Mesa. Quiros with it. Quiros and Garcia falling to the ground. And Garcia helping up Quiros. Nice bit of sportsmanship there. Nothing personal, just playing hard. So Mahan will set up for the kick with 2:38 to go in the second half. Mahan gets the ball. Strong. Passes through the defenders to Mahan. Here's Zamora. Zamora. Cross pass to Mahan. Mahan with the shot. And Mahan puts it in! Jonathan Mahan with his second goal of the night. And the Rough Riders get an insurance score. It's now 4-2. And you want to talk about a huge goal. Great game here by Jonathan Mayen. 2 goals to his credit tonight. Mayen, 6 goals on the season to go along with 7 assists. I'll tell you what, if Jonathan Mayen does not make the all-conference team this year, then there's something screwy with the voting there. So now Mesa has to overcome a 2-goal deficit with 2 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in regulation. Thunderbirds to throw it in, Alec Herrera. And we got a whistle on the play as we got another Thunderbird player down. That's Durazo. 1 minute, 38 seconds left to go. Mesa going to set up for the kick near the box, and it'll be Jesus Garcia to do it. Garcia ready, the kick. Headed out of the box by the Rough Riders. And a hard rolling kick that is scooped up by Eli Williams. 1 minute remaining in regulation. Ball rolls out of bounds, looks like it went off the foot of Enrique Zamora. And a short-handed Yavapai team is on the verge of one remarkable comeback against Mesa and a much-needed win for Yavapai to try to climb a little higher in the ACCAC standings. And a big win, especially considering their next 2 opponents, South Mountain and Gateway, have yet to win a game this year. So Yavapai can get themselves on a pretty good streak going here after their win against Chandler Gilbert Thursday. 10 seconds left to go. And the comeback is almost complete for the Rough Riders. The clock hits 0. And Yavapai, down 2-0, come back in the second half to win it 4-2 over Mesa. 2 goals by Jonathan Mayen, a goal by Brandon Fisher, that was the go-ahead goal, and a goal by Manuel Quiros. A huge, huge win for the Rough Riders tonight in their first game of the year at Ken Lindley Field. Well, folks, that's going to do it for our live stream here on KYCA in the Prescott Media Center. We want to thank you very much for joining us for another Yavapai Soccer live stream. Once again, the final score from Ken Lindley Field, Yavapai 2, Yavapai 4, Mesa 2, excuse me. Once again, folks, this has been John J. Rust. Thank you very much.